External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar is all set to hold bilateral talks with Chinese and Russian counterparts on the sidelines of the SCO meet in Goa. Now, this will be the Chinese foreign minister's second visit to India after the G20 meet in March. This engagement along the LSE is likely to be a prominent focus in the bilateral talks. Meanwhile, in talks with the Russian counterpart Sergey Lavrov, India is likely to reiterate its position amid escalating tensions between Ukraine and Russia. The bilaterals come as India is all set to host the foreign ministers of the SCO nations at a two-day conclave in Goa. My colleague Rishabh is joining me live right now to get us more details. Rishabh, good morning. Take us through the details about what is expected in this bilateral meeting that S Jaishankar is all set to hold with his Chinese and Russian counterparts.
So there are 4 bilateral meetings today, and all of them are very important. The first one will begin around 11:15 here in Goa, where the External Affairs Minister will meet the Secretary General of SCO and discuss the agenda as well as the schedule and routine of the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting, which is scheduled tomorrow around 9:30 a.m. is when the meeting will begin. But today it's a day of bilaterals, and there are 4 bilaterals. The first one, which will begin around 11:15, is between India and SCO Secretary General. Then comes 2 very important bilateral meetings. The first one between India and Russia, where both the countries will discuss the escalating situation between Russia and Ukraine. And remember, only yesterday the Kremlin, the office and residence of Russian president, has claimed that it was a drone attack by Ukrainian regime on Putin's life, and that has led to a flashpoint, a new flashpoint between Ukraine and Russia, though Ukraine has denied any such act. But Russia has said, and in response has bombed Kharkov area, killing 16 last night. So that is very important bilateral meeting where India will put forward its reservations. And remember, it was Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, who on the face of it said in Samarkand at the SCO Leaders Summit last year that this is not the era of war. India is in all likelihood will continue and retaliate its position that this is not an era of war, and a diplomatic solution to Ukraine-Russia conflict is inevitable. So that is one thing. Again, the second one will come between India and China. Remember, just last week in national capital New Delhi, when Rajnath Singh met his Chinese counterpart, India put forward its reservations and said that the relationship cannot be normal if the situation on LAC is not normal. Till the numbers of army are not declined in both the sides, the situation will not be normal, and India will not take the first step. Now it is China that needs to take the first step, and hence this is the second meeting between Dr. S Jaishankar and his Chinese counterparts, Gang Ying. Remember, on the sidelines of G20 foreign ministers meeting, both the leaders met. Back then, External Affairs Minister had said that India and China have an abnormal, quote-unquote, relationship. Now, this time also, LAC will be the major issue that will be discussed between both the foreign ministers, and remains to be seen whether there will be an outcome or not. The defense minister bilateral, when the handouts came in from India and China, it looked like 2 different meetings were being talked about. So we'll have to wait and see how this bilateral goes. Then there is another bilateral between India and Uzbekistan, where the working minister for foreign affairs from Uzbekistan is here in India to attend the meeting, leading the delegation. And there, Central Asia will be discussed between India and Uzbekistan. Afghanistan will be the baseline for that discussion. Remember, just last week, the Central Asian countries had met in form of neighbors of Afghanistan and spoke at length about Afghanistan. India would try and get a sense what Central Asia believe and thinks of Afghanistan's situation right now. So these are the major bilaterals, and there's one more big news that is happening today. After almost 11.5 years, we'll have a Pakistani foreign minister landing on Indian soil. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, the foreign minister of Pakistan, is all set to join the SCO meeting tomorrow. He'll be leading the Pakistani delegation, and he'll be reaching Goa around 4:35 p.m. this evening. So that is another big news that will happen today. So it's an action-packed day for the Indian diplomacy here. It remains to be seen how and what the outcomes would be. But whatever these bilaterals will generate will be reflected tomorrow at the SCO meet for sure.